What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Driver's Edition. Today, I just want to get into a quick topic because I've been out and about, and I'm getting asked a lot of questions about this whole pre-order Z06 process. And I know that they said on the 28th of July, orders should be able to go in. So a lot of dealers have been calling people and having them come out and build their specs on the cars. And then there are some dealers that haven't reached out at all. So the questions being asked, or people are giving their opinions saying none of this really matters, so stop freaking out. But I'm here to tell you the truth. So let's talk about it. So again, it's a lot of information coming out really quick in a short amount of time. And like I told you before, GM is good at playing smoke and mirrors. And I say that to you because most Corvette owners don't even pay attention to what's really going on. Does this stuff matter? And my answer to you is yes. The pricing has come out and a lot of people have been forced out the market. And I'm going to talk about that because the Chevy market has actually started to change very heavy, and there's multiple reasons why. And I think it's probably going to be a 2 or 3 part video series just to give you a heads up. So here's my thing. Dealers are calling people in to pretty much build their cars and place their orders. And in doing so, they are loading the orders into what they call the Chevy Workbench. And what I would like to call the Workbench is pretty much the ordering queue. And the reason why I say that is because pretty much that's what most dealers have done with the Chevy Workbench in the past. Right now, it's just a lot of focus on it because customers are trying to order Corvettes. In the past, the Workbench has always been there. But what dealers did with it was put their cars on there that they want to order to get specific or particular bills to put on their lot in the inventory. Some dealers order a lot of their cars specially ordered, others don't. I worked at 2 dealers in my history of working at dealerships where they literally built out every car to a certain spec they wanted on their lot, and they ordered all their cars, where most of the other dealers I worked for just pretty much let the dominoes fall as they fell, as some people would say. Now, the key to this whole Workbench situation and why I'm talking about it is because I'm seeing in Facebook forums, I'm being asked in my messengers, I'm being asked in person, does this really matter? And I'm going to tell you, yes. The reason why it matters is because, like I told you before, GM is the master of playing smoke and mirrors. The pricing came out and everybody's focusing on the price. A lot of people are still arguing and complaining about the price. But in the midst of all this, the one thing that's getting overlooked, and I hate to say it because no real dealer is talking about it, it's the whole conversation that Rick Conti had back in, I want to say, March or maybe mid-April. And that conversation is when GM opens up the ordering banks, what happens if they only allow certain bills when the first set of orders come out or the first set of allocations come out? And pretty much that's what's getting lost in the midst of this. I think in the grand scheme of things, Rick Conti has actually, now I want to say this, he has actually come out and given everybody the answers, although I don't think it was intentional. And the reason why I say that is he has a video where he came out and said all the Z06 is built to date. And then he broke down how many 3LTs, how many convertibles, how many of this, how many of that were actually made. And those percents that he went over, I believe, and I'm saying this very strongly, I believe those percentage will actually be the first 3 to 4 months of the builds that GM plans to make. And they slid it right up under your nose. So when he said there was 51 or 54% coupes made, GM is probably going to make 51% of the first 4 months of C8 Z06's coupes. When he said the convertibles were X amount, that's how many convertibles they plan on making. When he said that the cars had this package, 3 LZs, 3 LZs, 2 LZs, and so forth, that's probably what you're going to see close to those numbers. So right now when people are going in and putting their orders on the Workbench, it's for 2 reasons. And I say 2 reasons, and this is probably going to be the best Easter egg I can give you because I won't disclose it fully. But GM is actually looking at the orders sitting in Workbench. And what they will do is not so much say we're going to give out allocations based off the orders sitting on Workbench, but they're going to give out allocations based on the order sitting in Workbench. And what do I mean by that? What I'm sitting there saying to you is, say for instance, Jack's Chevrolet is expected to get 13 Z06s for the year. Well, Jack's Chevrolet may normally get 5 Z06s in the month number 4. But if Jack's Chevrolet has 4 of their first 5 as 3 LZs, GM may give Jack's Chevrolet 5 of their 13 allocations within the first 2 months, instead of them taking 4 months to get their first 5 allocations. Do you get what I'm saying now? Is that it won't so much change how many allocations a dealer gets, but it will probably change when those allocations get assigned. And that's what Rick Conti was talking about before, was if you know this information up hand, or GM comes out and let the dealer know we're only taking a certain amount of 3 LZs, but everybody in his line wants a 2 LZ, do you then skip people to get the 3 LZ owners up front? And I think that's legitimately right now, not so much saying they're skipping people, but I think legitimately right now, that is kind of what GM is doing with the order banks. They have these dealers putting their orders in, and then they're going to look at what's sitting out there, and they're going to start pulling allocations, or should I say assigning allocations based off the cars or the builds that's sitting inside the Workbench. Am I 100% right? Probably not. But I do feel about 88% confident in this conversation. Have I spoken to anybody at GM about it? No. Have I spoken to a dealer? Yes. I've actually spoken to 2 highly reputable dealers that sell a lot of cars. And one thing they referred to, or that I was told, was that a similar process took place when the Camaros came out. A similar process took place when the C7 came out. So what we're seeing isn't a first. It's just a first time highly focused upon by the public, or should I say the customer. That's the information I want to share real quick and give more of a public explanation of why the Workbench is actually such a big topic right now, and why dealers are calling people out or having them come in and put their orders in. And if your dealer hasn't done it, honestly, it's something to be slightly concerned about, but not a lot, because I would say most dealers that haven't done it are probably more bigger anticipated allocation dealers. And the way they feel about it is it's not going to affect the amount of allocations they get one way or another. They just won't come out and tell you that. So that's my 2 cents on it. That's my information on it. That's my insight on it. Again, ICNV Drivers Edition. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the information. I just shared with you a low-key hidden gem. And for those of you out there in order who got your orders in or in line to get your Z06, I hope you get it soon. But until then, stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you in these streets. Peace. Thanks again for tuning in. ICNV Drivers Edition. Hit the like and subscribe button. We got more videos coming your way. Hope you enjoyed this one. Peace.